Welcome again. Some people have asked about how to share videos at a particular spot because some of these videos are long and I just want to show how to share. If you see on the screen, there's a Manhattan Borough Board meeting and it's relatively long. It's short compared to the others, but if you want to go directly to a spot, what you do is you click share and then you see this start at. You just click that and it'll add some parameter to the link and that'll make the video start exactly where you want it to start. So I've already done that, so I will, and then you can just copy and share it with whoever you want to share. Links, you can just take the link and email. And so this is what we're going to do right here. You see, when you send the link, it'll be right here. And let's listen.
For what we hope will be a resiliency plan that is a model for other cities. Thank you. Are there any other comments, or are there any other why that comment would be made on the record to a reporter and our community? And it is where he was quoted as Councilmember Rivera, did you want to say anything? I don't see the Jamie Torres Springer from the Department of Design and Construction, but I wanted to add on the record that I was disappointed recently in a Gothamist article where he was quoted as saying, "In this case, we came to a conclusion that we can't deliver the project without a full closure of the park. It is very unfortunate." The reason why that's such a disappointing quote is because we are actively trying to work on the priorities of our community. And it is clear that many neighbors have come to testify for phased in construction, in addition to mitigation, in addition to a number of things. So I'm unclear as to why that comment would be made on the record to a reporter, and it's alarming. So I'm sorry that he is not here for me to confront him, but I want to get it on the record that I am disappointed. That is not how you enter into negotiations honestly and openly when we're all working for the same thing. And I just want to thank every single person who made it to the borough board today for your time and for your effort in advocating for what we hope will be.
So that's what Rivera has to say. It looks like it's
Thank you.
just a
Are there
form
any other comments?
over function. So let's compare that to the past.
And all I could think of was that this didn't have to be. Now, that very afternoon, as it happened, I had an interview with Robert Moses, and I was asking him about this expressway, and I was trying to find a polite way to address the subject, and I said, was it perhaps more difficult to build an expressway through a crowded city than to build a parkway in empty Long Island? And he said, oh, no, not at all, not really. I said, well, what about the cross-Bronx Expressway? He said, oh, no, there was no real trouble up there. I said, well, was there hardship for the people? He said, no. He said, they just stirred up the animals there. So I just held fast. And that was all we had to do. And of course, it was all he had to do, because that was the reality of political power in New York at that time.
At that time.
Year after year, the rampage of destruction went on, as Robert Moses rammed one expressway after another, across communities in Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, and the Bronx.
At that
13
time.
massive roads in all.
That's the key, at that time. But is that still true today? Here's another one that you can send an exact point in time. So you see up here, it says 60 seconds. So let's watch this one
here
too.
at City Hall, a copy of which has been provided to all of the commissioners. Do I hear a motion? Second? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
So here's a staged protest, it looks like. So if you want to send a link to a staged protest, look at how it seems as if everyone knew this was going to happen. So, and then after all this, they cut the mic. You'll see. There, they cut the mic. That's democracy in action. So let's stop that one. And that's a way to share. You just go here, share, and then you click this. Also, then you can share that link on however way you want, and it'll go right to the spot that you want to highlight, because some of these videos are long, and then that's, you can put some words to say what it's about. Now, I searched around on this protest, and there's barely any talk about it. So if you look here, there's like one article about it. So again, this is, if you need to contact or want to contact, this is my email address right here. It's tidal force, as in the force of the tide. And I highly recommend people go to this taxpayer website. So TONY means Taxpayers of New York. And also, one of the highlights is the Budget Explorer. So please go to, or under budget, it might be hard to see, but under budget there's menu items. And if you click there, you'll get to this place where you can look at the budget. We want feedback. We appreciate all the feedback. And if you click on it, you'll see many pages about the budget for the New York City Council expense budget. But we should add, of course, the New York City budget, the Department of Education budget. There should be details. In fact, this charter commission, one of the members of that commission says that it is amazing that some of the what are they called, allocations, are staff and other, but the commission, the charter says that it has to be detailed. So is that detailed? I don't know. I highly recommend listening to the charter commission here, because there's a part where Fiala, one of the commissioners, recommends that the rainy day fund be used only for rainy day. Of course, no one defines what rainy day means, but I highly recommend you listen. And actually, this is actually one that had a real vote where people voted against, because usually these shows on, these videos are all just unanimous. Everything is unanimous. It's like the old saying that if everyone agrees, then some people are not thinking, right? So that seems to be the quote that is good for our New York City Council. So we'll end with that quote. If everyone agrees, somebody's not thinking. So if you go here, thinking alike can mean not thinking. Mark Twain. So along with all the other issues, if everybody is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to pause and reflect. That might be a good thing. And I want to also end with, this is the email address. You can contact us. And this is our website, or one of the websites. Thank you very much. And let's just go back to here and continue this, because this is a good way to end.
And more than 130 miles of concrete, shattering no fewer than 21 separate neighborhoods,
And we'll
and upending
pause.
the lives of more than 250,000 people. The impact of that onslaught on the fragile ecology of New York's working class neighborhoods would continue to reverberate for generations.
The car is not a neutral actor on the urban landscape. The car brings mobility and it brings problems. Moses only saw the mobility, he never saw the problems. If you owned a store in the area of the Cross Bronx Expressway, suddenly a third of your customers were gone. And half of those that remained were now on the other side of the highway.
Peace out. Peace out.